All right. We are looking at quadratic equations, and specifically we're looking at the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula allows us to solve any quadratic. And what is a quadratic? Any x value to the power of 2 would be classified as a quadratic. Make sense? Everything else you've done before have been linear. So they've only been lines, whereas this is actually a quadratic. Or you might also see it as a trinomial. Sometimes also represented as a trinomial. Okay, you just missed our great song, Jenna. We'll sing it to you later. The quadratic formula: x equals negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Just before I start, what's between the 4, the a, and the c? Just to make sure. Times. Good. And what's between the 2 and the a? Also times. Good. What is a, b, and c? Okay, so a is the number in front of x squared. B is the number in front of x. C is the number that's by itself. Easy. A is the number in front of x squared because it's always going to look like this. B is the number in front of x, and then C is the number by itself. So in this case, what does A equal to? 3. What does B equal to? And then C is, now look at the quadratic formula. Every time you're going to solve for x, you have to write the formula down first. So every time we're going to write the formula. So you'll write x equals negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then, what is b? Okay, so b was 17. So we'd write negative 17 plus minus square root b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. Can you see that? Then all you do is put this in your calculator. It should give you 169. Just the inside. Do not put the square root in yet. Still with me? We'll do one together. And then you'll find what the square root of 169 is, which is 13. And does anyone know how we actually read this sign when it says negative 17 plus minus 13? How?
Yeah. So if you write it out of the negative 17 plus 13 and negative 17 minus.
Absolutely correct. Well done, Samuel. So it'll be negative 17 plus 13 over 6 and negative 17 take away 13 over 6. That means you're going to have two answers. There they are, negative 2/3 and negative 5. So what the quadratic formula does for you, it allows you to solve these quadratics straight away without doing the cross method, without factorizing. So last week, we did a little bit of this, if you remember. They were already factorized. Remember these ones? These were already factorized. All we did was we wrote x equals negative 2, x equals negative 1. Remember that? I hope. Yeah, we just make it equal to 0. So like this one here, you would write x plus 2 equals 0, x minus 1 equals 0. You'd write x equals negative 2 and x equals to 1. But with this, you have to actually factorize. What the quadratic formula does for you, it allows you to not factorize. Pretty convenient. All right, so let's do one. Just before I start, question 1. Can someone tell me again what the quadratic formula is? X equals minus b, try again, plus minus, yep, square root. No fly came. All good. Minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Easy. Let's start question 1. What does a equal to in question 1? Wrong. 1. A is the number in front of x squared. What does b equal to? What does c equal to? Jenna, any questions with that? Yep, with the a, b, and c. This is a formula, so like I said, you missed the song, but that's something you're going to memorize. So you don't want to hear it. X equals minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You're going to memorize that after you write it like 10 times. What's a? A is the number in front of b, b is the number in front of x, and then c is the 12, the number by itself. All right, then all you do, plug it all in, sub it all in. So x equals, who wants to give it a shot? What I'm going to write, go. X equals negative 7 plus minus square root 7 squared minus 4. I would do just 4 times 12, because why would you do 4 times 1? That's useless. So I agree with you. 4 times 12 all over 2. 2 times 1, which is just going to be 2 anyways. 49. 49 take away 48 is 1. So only put the inside of your square root in. It's better to learn it that way. So that becomes negative 7 plus minus square root of 1, which is obviously 1. So what do we have left? We've got minus 7 plus 1 over 2. And we have minus 7 minus 1 over 2. Do we 100% get that? Minus 7 plus 1 is negative 6, divided by 2 is negative 3. This one here is negative 4. Yours frozen as well? Okay. I'll pause that. I'll come back to it.